Well, good evening, viewers. It has been a long time since I put a video up. Gosh, almost a month now. And there's a reason behind that. It's because I've moved. I recently moved into a 1,500 square foot ranch home, which has a nice, massive 3-car garage attached to it. As you can see, I've got my toolbox in here with plenty of room for the tire balancer, the changer, the air compressor, the oil, and everything. I'm still in the middle of getting everything set up here. But the really, really cool thing about this house here that made it really unique is not only is it just a small, basic 1,500 square foot ranch, this house has a garage, a 3-car garage, over 900 square foot garage with 8-foot doors. How often do you see that? That's awesome. I can fit this F-250 in there with no problem at all. But yeah, 8-foot doors on the house there. And it's 3 cars, plenty of room. And as an added bonus, all these lights were in here already. The guy who had this house previously did auto detailing. Now I'm just taking it a step further and doing auto repair and maintenance. So this was really a perfect setup. Like I was saying, I still got stuff that I've got to move into the garage here, but just a really, just a peaceful, quiet neighborhood. It's actually very nice out here. And that was one of my concerns I had, was how loud is this going to be with the air compressor running and the door shut. And thanks to the insulated walls and not even an insulated garage door yet, which I'm going to do in the future, you barely even hear the compressor running when this door is shut. My plan is to heat and cool the garage here and just really turn this into a nice shop that I can work in peacefully without disturbing any of my friendly neighbors here. It's a really nice neighborhood. I really like it. This has been pretty exciting. That's what I've been doing over the past month here. And this is not my truck, but a lot of you have seen it before. It's here for an oil change. So I want to put this truck in the garage just to get an idea of how much work can you do on something like this. Hashtag head gaskets. Should it ever become necessary. And I think this garage should be plenty of space to do a job like that, should it ever become necessary. But let's pull this truck into this new garage here and see how this looks. I think it'll turn out great. Now, I'm not picking up this heavy truck with my lift. I just used it to aid and assist getting onto these plastic ramps so this heavy truck doesn't just slide the ramps all over the floor. But as you can see, got plenty of working space here. Plenty of working space. And you go back here and the truck is only sticking out about a foot or two. So you could easily put this whole truck in the garage, close the door, and easily work on it. Now this is just a 6.5 foot bed, but it's a full-size 4-door. So there's plenty of room in here. This is really great. I'm really excited to see how much room I have in here to work. And the beauty about putting the ramp in the middle where you're going to be working on your vehicles is you've got so much room on either side of the vehicle to work, and it just makes a huge difference. So I'm really excited about this. I'm looking forward to doing some more work in here. Once I get my computers and everything set up and my cameras going again, I'll be able to start uploading some, some better quality YouTube videos. Right now it's just point and shoot with my phone, upload it to YouTube from there. But I wanted to give you guys an idea of what was going on, why I haven't posted in a while, and keep you entertained with a little something here. So let's get this oil change underway. One thing I discovered, and I found this out because I forgot my 15-quart oil drain pans for the Powerstrokes when I change oil on them because I hold so much. And one thing I found was taking like a 5-gallon jug like this used to have like some lawn seed or fertilizer, whatnot in it, and then put a funnel in that and place it right underneath the drain plug. I haven't spilled a drop of oil. This is my second Powerstroke changing oil in here now. The first one was on the 7.3, and the 6 liter is pretty much the same way. But
take a funnel, put it in one of these containers. Again, you're going to have to drive up on some ramps to get some clearance here, but this is actually a really good way to do a really clean oil change. Make sure you have some gloves on and don't let the drain plug drop into the container here, but I found this to be really clean. Let me show you here. So rather than having a pan all the way down here and oil splashing everywhere when all this oil comes out of here, if you catch it early, it's less likely to spill. Thing is on tight. There it goes. And just like that. Well, okay. I got a little bit here with a 6 liter. 7.3, I didn't have anything. It went right into the container and I didn't spill nothing. But anyways, as you can see, nothing's splashing out, nothing's splattering anywhere. It's super clean. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep doing this. It just seems to be working really good.
And now up on the top here we have this cartridge style oil filter. And these things have their pros and cons. One of the things about them is it's much cleaner to change the oil on, I think, because all the oil drains out of the filter back into the engine. However, I still prefer the standard spin-on filters that replace the entire casing. You know, the metal casing of the oil filter is just replaced with it for several reasons. And let me explain why. These caps can become brittle and crack and break. There's also an O-ring in here I'll show you that it's very, very critical that be installed properly, or you can do serious engine damage, and I'll explain why. If that seal isn't put on properly, what can happen is oil can leak out slowly over time, so you might not catch it right away if you're rushing and not watching what you're doing, which happens at a lot of quick lube places. I can't tell you guys how many times I've seen cars come from these quick lube shops. Not going to say any names because it can happen to anyone, but they come from the quick lube shops usually, and some technician just wasn't paying attention, slapped the new O-ring on there, and tightened it down, fired it up, slammed the hood, backed it out. About a day or two later, customer comes back, engine rattling, and this seal, as I'll show you here, wasn't put on right, and it didn't seal. The oil leaked out over time, ran the engine dry, ruined the engine. So let me show you what little seal here I'm talking about. This is your seal right here. This is a seal that keeps the oil inside this filter housing and keeps it from leaking out. You're supposed to replace this every oil change. I know a lot of people don't do this. It is very, very important that this little seal get changed. So this filter here just pops out of the cartridge just like that. The little canister here rather. So this is a cap. This is what we unscrewed off the top of the engine on the truck. Now, you open the new filter box here. You guys know me and Motorcraft parts when it comes to Ford diesels. Only Motorcraft filters, guys. There's a reason for it. So here's your new filter. And here are here's the seal that you're going to replace on this filter housing. Now, I believe this oil has been in this truck for about 9,000 miles, I think. Ford will even tell you that if you use the right oil, you can go up to 10,000 miles in these trucks. I personally don't do that, but whatever. So, you take this seal off here. Notice how it seems to kind of be coming apart a little bit, and it's flat. It's not round like it should be. So over time, these harden up and get brittle and go flat, and they don't seal the oil like they should. Now compare that to the new seal here. See how round that is? And it's much more flexible. It's not coming apart. This is a much better seal. This is what you want. And this is why it's very, very important to replace these. I dare say if I look at this one, whoever did the oil change on this truck last probably didn't replace this seal. And they're lucky that it's sealed with it starting to go flat like this. So always, always replace these seals and make sure they get put on correctly. Again, I can't tell you how many times I've seen this. People will put these little seals on the threaded portion of this cap. It doesn't go there. If you do that, it'll destroy the seal and leak oil. You have to put it in this little bottom lip here. This is where that seal goes. Because if you look at the rest of this, this is threads. See where the thread starts right there? You can't put it on there. I mean, look at that. I can see how people would get these mixed up.
It's so important that you pay attention to this and make sure that you put these seals on right when changing a cartridge oil filter. Another thing that's good to do, coat the new seal in engine oil here like this. Just take some engine oil. It can even be the old oil that came out of the engine, just as long as it's lubricated. Just coat it in oil, so that way it slides on nice and easily. There you go. That's how it should look. And the new oil filter just pops in. Just press it, and there you go. Now here's another thing I've seen people do with these cartridge oil filters. They over tighten them. They get them way too tight. There is no need to get this thing any tighter than just sealing the surface against the canister housing there. You don't have to torque down on this thing like a lug nut. It's not needed, and you take a chance of damaging the cap. They give you a torque spec on the top of this, but most people don't have torque wrenches at home. So all you have to do is just get it snug. There's no need to over tighten these because you'll break them right off. Now as I'm getting ready to put the drain plug back in, here's another thing I wanted to show you guys that a lot of people skip, and obviously whoever's been doing the oil changes on this truck last skipped as well. That is the crush washer. The crush washer is very important for several reasons. One, it ensures it doesn't leak. But two, and even more importantly, it ensures that the drain plug has a solid seat on the oil pan. What happens here is that over time, as you can see on this old crush washer here, it's done what its job is, and that is to crush. And what that does is that puts tension on the drain plug and keeps it from spinning easily and coming out of the pan. Again, I can't tell you guys how many times I've seen Nissans and Hyundais in particular where someone didn't replace this crush washer and the drain plug ended up falling out. So you always replace the crush washer on your drain plug whenever you remove it from your vehicle. Now some have them, some don't. If it has one, replace it. Now with the new crush washer on the drain plug, let's reinstall the plug and we'll fill her up with oil. And one last comment while I'm underneath the truck here. There's no need to over tighten a drain plug, especially if you're using a brand new crush washer. Just get it hand tight, get it snug, and just give it a little tug. Make sure it's not loose. Make sure it's snug on there. You don't want to over tighten it because if you do, you can strip the threads out on your oil pan or your oil drain plug. Here's one of my favorite oils to use, Shell Rotella T 15W40 for diesels. And now that we've added 15 quarts of oil to this thirsty beast, let's fire it up and check for leaks. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Watch that oil pressure. There it goes. Let's check for leaks. And as always, no matter how many times you've changed the oil on one of these, on any vehicle for that matter, always check the engine oil level before you slam the hood. And as you can see, well, I don't know how easily you can see that, but we're in the good and full range, so we're good to go. Well, that's all for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Sorry I've been away for so long. I know you guys love these videos here, and I'm going to do my best to start producing more now that I got a bigger garage. Yes, with good lighting, good tools, good everything. It's going to be great. As always, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, tell me what I did wrong, I guess. See you guys next time.